Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you don't mind hitting the like, subscribe button, we have new episodes coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you guys so much for checking it out.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
Bucket list. Working with Ito.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of them.
You got to hear.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. I remember the first time I went in the booth after him and I was like, yo, like they were like, yo, Ito was just here. I'm like, damn, Ito was the one before me right now. Like, that's crazy. Man. So,
you still never got to meet him like that.
Nah, well, I never really chopped it up with him, but like I said, we smoked fucking not backstage, it was like side stage while niggas were performing.
I forget exactly. Oh, I think it was on the track you had with Muggs, but you had a bar about like like different moments realizing you're God and shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, like sometimes I get reminders that I'm God. Yeah. I didn't mean I always think of that shit like I didn't mean like I am God. I know
what you
know
mean.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like sometimes I get reminders that like I'm the one controlling this shit, like my whole experience and everything. You know
I've said this on the podcast, but Ram Dass says like once you realize anyone's God, like you realize you're God, because like you just have to put the work in.
I used to have that book over there. It's not there right now.
Here
but
now?
I used to have that. Yeah,
so you know what I'm talking about the dude screaming about I don't say Jesus anymore because people get weird when I say that shit. But like, nah, I get that. And then when different things in life, like the shit that is on your bucket list happens, that's when I feel like, oh shit, that's a affirmation that I'm on my path.
Yeah, little like surreal moments and shit. Like, God damn, this shit really happening right now. That's how I felt when Ka shouted us out. I was like, damn, fucking Ka.
And that was early because he was saying that.
It was 2019. Like,
that's mad early to you.
Well, for me, yeah, like, cause like at that time I was just getting my shit going. You know what I'm saying? It's still early for me right now, but I was just like taking it serious, like putting joints out, starting to do videos, like just getting the hang of all that, like learning how I'm gonna do all that shit, like put out my joints, my fucking work process, everything. Now I'm in a space where it's like kind of know what I'm doing.
And you get those like affirmations, omens that you're on the right path.
Yeah. I see. I was watching this shit with Conway and you were talking about the Alchemist. I seen a comment like, yo, it's crazy you're talking to Conway about the Alchemist. But yeah, I never read that book, but like I could definitely relate and resonate with that. Like I want to visit that book and see what's good with it, because it sounds like something that would sit with me.
When shit happens like that, do you get to enjoy it, or are you just like, all right, I'm gonna go on to the next thing?
Nowadays it's more like, yeah, all right, to the next thing. Because like I don't even mean to sound no type of way when I say this, but like I'll get all kind of praise and props and shit, and that's cool and I love it. But like at this point, it's like, all right, like it doesn't, I don't know. It's like, I appreciate it, but it doesn't it's not what moves me. Like, I don't let that like get into my head or start thinking about that too much. It's just like, I see, all right, I'm obviously doing something right, but I see like the long ass road I have ahead of me. So I don't even get caught up in that.
What moves you?
Like, shit, taking trips, like, all right, yo, I'm going to LA, I'm gonna lock in with so-and-so and this guy. That makes me feel like, all right, yeah, like we doing it. Like, yo, we on the move right now, let's get it. Like, I'm not home, I'm not fucking in the hood, like just around the same people doing the same shit. Like, I don't know, that's when I feel like, all right, let's get it. This shit's real right now.
I know what you mean.
And when I'm making the music, like when I'm locking in, like even here, when I'm locking in with Mikey, we're both mad high and just me and him, like beats playing crazy loud. Like I'm there rapping whatever bars I got. Like he's there just bumping, smoking. Like, that's when I feel moved, like crazy moved. Yeah.
Get into that flow state. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cause like the cool shit is the reason that you can keep going. But I never feel like I'm going to like stop when that shit happens. I'm always like, what's the next thing? Not in a bad way. But like when people give me praise or anything, it's almost, I was talking to Billy Esco about this. It's not that I don't enjoy it, because of course I do, but it's like, I'm doing this because I have to. Like I'm doing this because this is like the only thing I can. It's almost it's weird that you're even along the journey with me. You know?
Yeah. Nah, I feel that way. I definitely feel that way.
Because it's like my journal. Like it's too personal when people like know shit about me and I don't know anything about them, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you could imagine with this shit, I'm pouring out my whole like everything on this shit. So people are hearing me say all this shit about myself and my family and all this shit that I'm referencing. You know what I mean? That's like
Yeah.
personal ass shit, but I just put it out there.
And you're mad personal. Like your writing style and your like what you say is very different and very like poet. I don't know, very personal and poetic. Like
Yeah,
that's why I
yeah.
really fuck with your music.
Yeah, I
Like,
try to balance that so it's not too like all right, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
you
Like,
make a
mad,
conscious like
yeah. I try to at least. I don't know if it works, but
Why?
when I'm
Why do you
writing,
hold that back?
nah, because it's like I don't know. It's even shit. Like this reminds me like my pops or like even my grandfather tell me like, oh, you should talk about this, and I'm like, I'm gonna put little hints of that, but I'm not gonna like literally say that. Like what? I don't know. It's like I'm gonna give y'all little bits and pieces of it, but I'm not gonna say like, yo, this literally happened, like exactly like this. You know what I'm saying? Like in super detail. Like I'm gonna say it in ways that's like, ooh, all right, I know exactly what you meant,
Okay.
but it wasn't. You know what I'm
I
saying?
thought you
Like,
meant you were holding back being like super artistic from
nah,
being
it's
the
not
like
artistic. It's not even that. It's like
you just mean
more
being like
like being too deep and too preachy on the shit. Like, all right, enough of
okay,
that.
so
Like,
you do mean that.
yeah, like like balance the like have a little waviness to what you're trying to send in your message. You know what I'm saying? Like have
yeah.
I don't know, like I've heard the shit like oh put the medicine in the meat or some shit like that, or
Mhm.
some shit like that. Like something along those lines. But that's basically what I'm doing. Like so I don't lose people and then I'm like, all right, bro, like this nigga's just a fucking conscious rapper or like you know what I mean? I'm like so much more than anything anybody could ever try to label me. So I
Yeah.
try to like show that in all my shit. And when I feel myself leaning towards a way it's like too personal or like too dark, then I bounce back with some other shit and just try to like seesaw that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like keep it balanced.
Do you feel like people label you or do you feel like you label yourself when you get in those like
It's a little bit of both. Like I feel like it's a little bit of both for sure. Like some people tell me exactly what I need to hear though sometimes. Like
Mhm.
I got a good homie, fucking big homie, Gab Gotcha is actually Primo's homie. He's a dude from out in Queens, fucking legend. But he came up with like Mayhem Loren and all them and shit, like that Queens
yeah.
crew. But he hit me a while ago and was like, yo, I just wanted to let you know that like whenever I listen to your shit, it reminds me of Guru. And he's like, it's not in the sense that you rap like him or sound like him, but like you just you leave me thinking like I don't know, like the shit that you be saying, like it's just the way it makes me feel, like kind of type of shit. So that was like, all right, I'm doing like just
Yeah.
enough of that, you know what I mean? But it's
Mhm.
not like I'm not overkilling it with the fucking because sometimes that can get boring,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Well, then what? I hate to, but like, what do you see yourself in the long run?
Damn, I don't even know. What exactly do you mean? Like what
Like
kind of
you say,
artist or
like
what kind
nah,
of
like you
rapper
say,
or-
like you have this like long goal because I do too, and I don't even know exactly what that is.
yeah.
But it's like you're trying to shy away from certain things. Like, do you not see? Like, do you want to be like what do you see? Like, what is the long term for you, or whatever that means to you?
Yo, honestly, like it's not that I don't think about it, but I take it one step at a time and I can't some things like that I can't really see and I don't know where I'll end up or who, you know what I mean? Like cause I'm changing every day. I'm fucking adapting every day. I'm getting better every
Yeah.
day. So that shit could change in so many directions. I don't even know. I just know right now, like trying to stay as focused as I can where I'm at right now and just keep the gears turning, like keep the workflow going. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
stay busy right now. But
You're on the path.
yeah, exactly.
You don't
Just
see the outcome, but you see the path.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm on my path and I'm looking clear at it. I'm staying focused on this path and whatever's trying to fuck with me and get me off this path is not gonna work
So you
because I'm on my shit right now.
yeah, you said 2019 is like early for you. So like when do you feel like you started your path?
Like this journey that I'm
Like
on
the
right
like
now,
the you know when you make that decision in your life.
I would say I mean it started before I did music because I was like going down a fucking crazy dark path and shit. I was like fucking up in life, doing real bad, like my early 20s, late teens, early 20s and shit. And that's when I got into psychedelics and shit. And I started like exploring my mind, learning more about myself and just like what actually is important to me in this life and shit, like in those mind states.
When did you start what was like your first, when you started changing?
That was probably like 2015, 2016. So that's when that shit started. When I started having that shift. Yeah, well, the first thing I ever tried was mushrooms and that shit. Like my body rejected that shit. I threw up that night and fucking had the runs and shit. Like I was not doing good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember that was when Hot Nigga came out by Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah.
I was watching that shit on my laptop and I'm like, yo, am I feeling these shits? Like I'm looking at him before, like rapping the shit. I'm like, yo, am I feeling these shits? I don't know, but I feel fucked up. And I ran to the bathroom and I was like puking and shit. So I didn't really have like a real experience that time. But then a while after that, probably almost a year after that, I had a whole eighth of mushrooms, and that shit was like beautiful. So I was like, all right, now I want to do it, because I was trying to do acid originally, and like the shit, I was supposed to grab it from my homie, and he wasn't around that night, and I was just trying to like, because my homies had been talking to me. I had like a real close homie at the time that was like, yo, I was talking to him one day. I was like kind of going through it, and I could see like the light in his eyes, like the glow that he had, and he's like, yo, you gotta try psychedelics, bro. You gotta come through with me over here. And this is that. I'm like, yo.
He was trying to pull you out.
Nah, he's trying to get me into it. Like, yo, yeah. Like
but pull you out of the darkness.
Shit. Yeah,
like,
pretty much. He's like, yo, I could tell you going through it. Like, yo, come through, come with me over here, blah, blah, meet these people, whatever. So I got into that shit. And once I started doing like, I did the mushrooms and shit, and that opened my mind to wanting to do the acid, because I had it already. I was originally supposed to do the acid. It didn't come through, and I did the mushrooms instead. So that was like, it made me like, all right, now I need to see what this acid shit is about, because this is what my friend originally told me about. I did that shit, and I remember I was with like a group of people, and long story short, I just realized that night, like, how important it is to go into yourself and to be by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to have friends and it's cool to be around people, but like, when I don't know, when it's important to do that self-reflecting, and you know what I mean, take that time for yourself to really like gather yourself, like especially if you're fucked up. So, and I was at the time. So I realized that night, like I was in a room full of people, and I was like, damn, like really in my own world right now. And next time I do this shit, like I'm gonna do this shit in my crib, like by myself. And that's how I was doing it after that. Like I would fucking spend like 6-7 hours in my room, just laying there, fucking listening to beats, music, like going to crazy places in my mind that I didn't even know existed. You know, I didn't even think about before. And then that's what like changed my shit. That's what started my journey. The whole music shit started like 2018. That's when I started making beats, putting out little SoundCloud joints and shit. 2019 was the album, like making an album, putting out fucking my first video.
Did you have a vision before any of that?
I mean, shit. Nah, I can't even say. I was just like, yo, I'm gonna get to it. Like, I know I'm good at this shit. I'm gonna see what I could do. I'm gonna see how far I could get with this shit. And I learned as I went. Like, I've definitely been learning on the road. Like, all right, this is what I need to be doing. This is where I should be, where I shouldn't be. Like, I've learned that as I've gone. Like, now like I said, like now I'm in the point where pretty comfortable.
But I mean, before, like when you were all fucked up.
What do you mean?
Did you know?
Like, did I have a vision of all this shit happening? Hell no. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was just doing that shit to.
What did you think you were going to be doing?
See what was going to happen. Like, I was just trapping and fucking just making like pretty much surviving day by day. Like, just doing whatever I could do here and there. You know what I'm saying? A little stupid shit. But
what about that first trip? What you said was beautiful. Like, what about that changed? Like,
I don't know. Like I was just laying there. Like I said, I was with a group of people and shit, and all cool people. You know what I mean? I was having a good time, but I just laying there by myself for so long, and just like had headphones on and shit. And I remember thinking to myself, like, damn, I'm in a room full of people right now, but I'm really by myself. Like, we all in our own worlds. Like, we're all kind of lost. So, you know what I mean? That's why we're doing this shit in the first place. Like, we're all trying to find some shit doing. I don't know. I just had a crazy revelation that day. I was like, yo,
you ought to find some shit.
Back.
No, I feel you.
Yeah,
you
like,
had to find the thing.
I gotta fall back, and I gotta find myself. Like, peace to everybody. I don't want problems with nobody, but I can't be chilling around everybody every day and fucking so accessible and on other people's time. Like, I had to take my life back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I was like living out the crib for a while in high school and shit. So I used to like chill at a lot of friends' houses and shit. And my family situation was all fucked up and like everything. It just made me realize like, damn, I got to get my shit together. Like what's really important. You know what I'm saying? Like what I really value in my life, I got to go and take care of that shit.
But that information you found or uncovered or however you led you farther than like a lot of other people, and not in a disrespectful way, but
For sure.
you, the reason I ask and like push on that shit is like you made that the like choice in your life where it's like I can only I can't focus on, I have to just do my thing. I have to make
you know
that
what
choice.
it was is that I hit like the lowest point that I could possibly hit in my life. Like I said, like I had no relationship with my fam no more. I'm not even like involved with them no more for a minute. Like I'm just around a bunch of people that I don't even really know like that. I just know through school and through like little shit. Like I didn't realize this at the time. Now when I look back, I'm like, damn, I didn't even know half these people I was doing this with and whatever. You know what I mean? Now I think back like that. But at the time I was just fucking oblivious to that type of shit.
It's funny. I was going to ask you earlier when you said like, damn, I just kind of want to work with people. I don't want to hang with people. I was like, oh, what do you mean by that? But now I get what you mean, because I feel the same. Like,
it's just hard for
if
me
someone's
to be
not
like
gonna like
open with somebody. It's hard for me to be like
that aren't on their own path. Like,
yeah, like I don't know, and I could see real fast like someone's vibe and if they really fuck with me or not, or why they're even trying to talk to me. Like I could feel all that shit. So
yeah,
it's like people be thinking that I'm oblivious to that shit, and it's like, nah, dog. Like if I feel like the vibes are right, I'm like, yo, let's get it. Like I never have a problem building or connecting with people or none of that shit. But
I honestly
know.
like, I was just interviewed for the Harvard Crimson, and the dude interviewing me, shout out, really great dude, asked me like, why do you think people fuck with you like in the interviews? Like, why do you think you're, it's honestly because like I don't give a fuck either way. I'm on my path. Like I have to. Like this is it. Like what we we're talking about before. Like the only what I see in other people is, are they like forward motion on their path? Are they trying to create their own lane? And I would say maybe 2% of people are doing that. Like,
facts. A lot of people are lost and just trying to waste their time with you and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? See what you're doing and not really have nothing to fucking contribute. So it's not that I don't want to work with people or like, I don't know.
No, and I'm not saying that. Yeah, 100%.
I'm just saying for like people
like,
watching this shit, like I don't know. I'm not too good for nobody and none of that shit. Like that's not the type of nigga that I am, but
it's from genuine connection.
I'm gonna wait till it's right. Yeah, like I didn't make shit with Muggs till I met this dude and I spent time with him in the room and we talked and I felt those vibes and everything. Like, and he decided himself, like, yo, I fuck with this kid. You know what I'm saying? So like none of that happened until all of that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have no track or none of that shit until the vibes were felt. And that's just how I take my shit moving forward.
What was that? How did that happen?
I met him originally at the same show that I said I was with Ito on the side of the stage and shit, and he passed me the L. I was like, oh shit. Fucking I got introduced to Muggs and Ito at the same time actually. And it was by Primo. He was like, yo, this is the future. He introduced me mad crazy. I was like, damn, this nigga's like gassing me up right now. But it was ill to be introduced like that to Ito and fucking Muggs, especially at that time. Like, yo, so that's how he introduced us. Like, yo, this is the future. And Muggs was like, oh yeah, and he fucking dapped me up. He said, what's up, whatever. And that was like the first time we got acquainted or whatever. But the first time I like met him, was when we pulled up in LA and shit. And that was a whole other fucking story.
What happened?
No, I'm just saying that's like a whole other like.
Yeah, you pulled up and.
Yeah, we pulled that first day. I had an interview, but this was like through Zoom and shit. I ended up having them take it down because I didn't like it. Like, I just didn't like the way I was sitting. The whole shit is just not. It didn't feel organic. So I was like, yo, I can't fuck with that. But that day, it was like my first interview I was doing. Fucking, we're going to Soul Assassin spot. Like this was like. I extended my trip. I was supposed to leave like the day before, and fucking Crime hit me like, yo, like we're all staying at a spot together, like me, Primo, Crime, fucking Mikey, Teo, Buck, everybody, fucking Tony, and over there, that's when he was like, Crime was like, yo, fucking Muggs told us to pull up, whatever. We're gonna go over there. This is not. He gave me the rundown. He's like, yo, you should. If I was you, I would fucking extend your flight. I'm like, nigga, hell yeah. So I extended my shit. These niggas bounced, and we went to Soul Assassins that day. I got the interview lining up. I still haven't like got in there with Muggs yet. I'm walking in and I see fucking Evidence there chilling in like the first studio, because they got a studio they be mixing in and shit. That's Sam be in there. That's a dude that works with Muggs. And fucking I seen Evidence in there. I'm like, oh shit, yo, Evidence. Like, he already knew who I was and shit. Like, damn, that's crazy. So I'm meeting him. I got the fucking interview. After that, we go into the stew. I lay down a joint there. Like, it was all surreal shit.
The track on the project?
Nah, it was what joint was it? The first joint. It's a joint that's on the album, actually. It's one joint that I'm talking about, Don Carlos. I forget. I think it might have been the joint we did the video for.
High
fucking
high beam? Fuck.
Beaming High.
Beaming High. All right.
Yeah, I've been working on mad shit that I can't even think of the names. No, you straight. But
so
yeah,
you did that day.
Yeah. That was the first joint I did. Like, and Evidence like watching me record this shit. He was like putting it on his story and shit. I'm like, that was under mad pressure, but I also felt at home because like everybody's vibe there is ill. Evidence is a fucking ill dude. Muggs is an ill ass dude. Like, I was just telling my homie yesterday that Muggs got like the perfect amount of ego. It's like that's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I call it. Like, he got enough to shake the room. Like, you feel him. You know what I mean? You know, like, yo, all right, that's fucking Muggs right there. But he still talks to you like just any other human being would, and that's ill because that motherfucker's done some crazy shit.
You like having those nerves? Like you said, when you did Big Night Live, you thought you were gonna throw up. Like there, you say how nervous you were watching. Like,
I'm nervous doing this shit. Yo.
You like that? Like you like it?
At times, yo, because sometimes that should be too much. Like I said, we opened up for fucking Method Man and Redman. I was like about to throw up, and I was rapping through the nausea. Like,
oh, while you're performing,
yeah, like
okay, that's different.
Like I was waiting because P went out first, and he's performing, he's doing his thing, and I'm there like behind. I'm like, all right, yo, like I'm about to go through, and the beat plays, my joint for me to go. I'm like, all right, I walk out there and I start spitting my shit, and I'm looking at everybody in the lights and shit. Yo, fuck, I'm about to throw up right now, bro. This shit too much.
I like the nerves right before I get on stage, and then I can use that shit. I feel like it's like a drug.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant by sometimes, because like sometimes I'll be able to like kill shit with that. You know what I mean?
Like probably when you did that track in the studio.
Exactly. Like you feel those nerves, but you do your thing and you perform well, and that's, I don't know, use that to your advantage. But sometimes, like, I don't know, it just be too much.
That happened within 2 years of you really starting.
What happened? Like the mug shit
in the studio?
Yeah. But that was
But I'm not saying 2 years. 2 years of fucking.
Yeah. 2 years of like that's the two, because I've been doing music my whole life. I used to have mad different names. I used to rap when I was a teenager and shit. Like I've been doing this shit for a long ass time. Anybody that knows who I am for real, they know I've been doing this shit literally since like I was a kid. Like since like fucking third grade. Like trying to rap, write my own shit, fucking mimicking 50 Cent and like rapping Many Men and shit, like all that shit. So that shit's just been natural. Like,
I don't mean that in a disrespectful way.
I saw someone on clear Facebook. What you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying, bro.
But I saw someone on Facebook comment that I used to do improv with when I was 16 because I was too scared to do stand up, and we used to get like sellout shows. Like honestly. And he was like, you like anyone who's, and I'm not trying to say this in like a brat. He was like, anyone who says like, you don't deserve what you have doesn't realize how long you've been grinding. But I believe I really only started grinding like 2-3 years ago. Like I didn't start this podcast till less than 2 years ago.
But that's how it is. And it starts like, before even starting this.
No one will dedicate 2 years of their life to something fully. And that's what it takes to really know if you're going to do something is 2 years. Like Cousin Stiz in an interview, and I don't even listen to interviews like this, but I was telling Jay about this. Cousin Stiz once, this made me like tear up when I first heard it. He told his mom, give me 2 years and I'll prove that I'm, and then 2 years later, he made a name for himself on some real shit. And like people always say 10 years, I think it's 2, but no one honestly will dedicate 2 years of their life to something.
I forget what I was watching that they were talking about that shit, like setting that deadline a lot closer. So it's not. So it's more realistic, and it's achievable in a shorter amount of time instead of giving yourself so much time to chill and be like, oh, it's 10 years.
Because then you'll miss opportunities. Like you extending the stay for Muggs probably changed your life. But a lot of people are like, I'm going to go with what's normal.
Yeah.
Jay can attest to this. That con shit, we stayed extra days. That con shit was supposed to happen at 1 p.m. We recorded at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Like,
that's how it should be. You got to be there.
That's that life-changing shit. No one will dedicate you won't dedicate a day to something. No one will dedicate a fucking day to something. Like,
I remember my girl was like tripping. Like, she wasn't tripping. She never gives me a hard time with this type of shit. She really supports me a lot. But like, I remember she just wanted me to be home. I was in LA for mad long. I'm chilling, smoking mad weed. Like, I'm just chilling, living my life. Yeah. And she's just at the crib. She's like, damn, yo, like, so she wanted me to come back home. She like hyped for me to come, and I hit her like, yo, I know you want me to be home, but I need to stay and do this shit. Like, this is more important than anything. You know what I mean? And if you want to have any ill shit in the future, like, I got to do this now. So I'm going to see you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's like, that goes for anybody with that situation, with a shorty or anything like that. Like, you got to have that clear communication. Like, yo, I got to get this shit done so we could do what we really want to do.
On some real shit. Like,
yeah, you got to be there, bro. You got to
like,
be
there. You're young too. Like, I feel like I wish I started way earlier looking back, like on some real shit. Oh no, all good. But like, people always say I'm young, and people probably say you're young with that shit.
I don't feel it anymore.
Exactly. But people still
like I'm getting old now.
Legit. I'm like, damn, I gotta.
Shit, like, damn.
But I would rather like dedicate my 20s to something and then in my 30s enjoy it than the other way around, which I feel like a lot of other people do.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I definitely get the like, yo, you young, you fucking. I get that a lot and it's ill. It's ill to hear that shit. It is.
How does it feel going back to when you were fucked up to now, like having someone like Evidence know who you are when you walk in the studio? Like,
it's crazy. Like everything, even doing this shit. This is why I take this serious. Like, I prepare for this shit. Like I don't mean like preparing what I'm gonna say. Like, I mean like watching your shit, seeing what the type of shit you be talking about. Like, yeah, I take this shit serious because like this is the type of shit I always wanted to do when I was like teenage me would be like, damn, nigga, you really doing an interview, bro? Like, you on a podcast? Like, somebody gives a fuck about what you do? Like, that shit's crazy to me. So this shit, I don't know, this shit's ill. Like, this is the type of shit I always wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically what I'm trying to say.
And that goes back to everything that we're talking about, like being on your path, bro. It's ill. I love your music. Like, it was dope seeing you perform at Thousands event. Like,
yeah, yo, and I could tell there's a lot of people that didn't know who I was and shit, but
you pulled up cold as fuck.
Yeah, it was freezing, but like that shit, I hadn't performed in like almost a year. Like, that shit was perfect for me. Like, to go, any excuse I have to go to New York, literally anything. Thousand could hit me like, yo, bro, I need some pics. I'll literally make that a trip because that shit, I love that shit. Any excuse I have to be on the road or to be doing something, like, because that's when those moments happen, when you're in the same room or you end up doing that podcast at fucking 2 a.m. Like, could have been at home sleeping, chilling, like, you know what I mean? Like, in your fucking pajamas and shit.
I want to shout out Mark from Top Shelf Premium.
I do, yeah.
Like, for real, but like, when Crime hit me up to do that, like when that worked out, and it's funny, like he's such a down to earth. I love Pete. He's the same level of person who's like humble.
Who are you talking about?
Crime Apple.
Oh, Crime. All right. Yo, did you do your thing in New York or out here?
Yeah, I have a studio in the East Village.
In New York. Okay. That's the one that y'all be smoking with the turf on the wall.
Green,
I thought that was out here. That's why I was
that's in New York.
That makes sense.
I would have had you pull up to there if we're in New York. Yeah.
But no, go on what you're saying. I didn't mean to
how you were describing Muggs is how I feel about like that. He's the perfect level of like, he knows his place.
Yeah, he's a serious dude. If you know him for real, he's open with you, but he's a serious dude. He doesn't.
And I feel like he's a good person for like, how did you guys link up? Because I feel like that is you guys have a perfect match.
That was through Primo, yo. Like, fucking, I gotta tell you how I met Primo too after, but fucking, I was in New York. P hit me one morning. I was walking to the store. He hit me like, yo, what are you doing today? I'm like, nah, I'm just chilling, fucking whatever. And he's like, yo, I'm out in Jersey. You should find your way. I was in Brooklyn. It was like far as fuck from Jersey. And like, he's like, yo, I'm out in Jersey. I got a few people I want you to meet. You should pull up today. I'm like, all right, no doubt. He's like, yeah. So go here. This is that. I'm like, I've never done this shit before, but I'm like, this is part of this shit. This is the shit that I like. So I'm like, all right, no doubt. Fuck, I got all my shit. I get in the fucking subway. I'm going this place. Mad long on the train. Fucking, I get to that building in I forget what it's called in Manhattan that like has all the shuttles and shit to go to Bergen Line and shit. What is it? Port Authority. There we go. So I go all the way over there from fucking Brooklyn, get the shuttle to some fucking Spanish shuttle. Like, yo, it's crazy shit. It was an ill journey to get to Jersey. I finally get to the Bergen Line, like to North Bergen. Fucking yeah, and I hit these niggas, and P and Buck Dudley come through, and they picked me up in the car. And from there we went to DJ Brown's spot. He has a crib there. We all be rendezvousing at. So we met there, and Crime was like the last to pull up, and that we got acquainted, whatever. And that night we ended up going to the stew. Fucking me and Brown. I had my 404. Brown had his 303. We were like talking beats and shit, and just I was mad tired. I remember because I had been in New York for mad days, like sleeping on the floor and shit. So I was like, yo, I'm not trying to waste this time that I'm around these dudes for the first time. I don't want to be just here slumped and smoking. Like I came all the way out here, so I'm gonna talk music. We're gonna fucking exchange ideas, whatever. So we talked and shit, and it was cool. Like, I guess, well, the first shit I forgot to even mention this nigga Primo told me, like, when he had called me originally, he was like, yo, pull up. I want you to meet so-and-so. This is next. He's like, yo, last night I put on your joints from SoundCloud, and everybody was going crazy. Like, we listened to your songs all night, like from top to bottom on my SoundCloud. I had like 10 joints. So I was like, damn, for real. So that shit made me like, all right, I'm gonna pull up. Yeah, like I'm shit was good. And then yeah, like that night we went to the stew, chilled, whatever. I didn't really talk too much to Crime. Like, just gave whatever, like fucking we exchanged a few words. And then from there, like each time we met up, it was more and more open, more love, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, that's my bro. It's my dog. Like,
that's dope as fuck.
Real, yeah.
And did you so you were just recording in the studio, not trying to waste time that first
Not recording, but we were like, I had my 404 with me, and like fucking I seen DJ Brown had like a few beat machines. So I was like, yo, what's good? Like, I started talking to him and shit, because niggas be smoking and talking on the side. So I don't want to just be standing around and shit. Like, yo, like,
no,
I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck,
you made that whole journey out. Another one of those.
Yeah, like I went all the way out there. So I ain't gonna waste no time. Like,
if you didn't, a lot of shit wouldn't, like.
Yeah, fuck that. And I guess since I remember P ended up telling me later on, like, since I was that way, I guess Crime noticed that shit. Like, that was one of the first things Crime noticed. Like, yo, you could tell he was like raised well. Like, I fuck with this dude. He's like real respectful dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like talking out of turn. Like, he's just chilling. Like, just fucking doing my own thing, minding my business, and fucking showing and proving. Like, yo, let's talk, let's do this. Yo, like showing that I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just there to be there and shit.
Yeah.
I got something to fucking to contribute, you know what I mean, to the conversation or whatever, or to the build or with the session, whatever it may be.
It's cool that Primo vouches for you like that.
Yeah, that's my dog. But we had built an ill relationship, like leading up to that. And like one of the first conversations I had with Primo when I linked up with him in person was like, yo, I remember I met him at the studio. We had already exchanged words. I met him in Colombia, like for the first time. And when I came out here, we were at the studio.
Y'all met in Colombia?
Yeah, I met him in Colombia. Yeah, like not planned. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit on some random shit.
What
happened?
How?
Like, we were in some random hood ass area in Colombia, like not a touristy area at all. I was with my cousin, my girl, and my cousin had a few friends from Germany because he lives out there in Germany. My cousin, he's from Colombia, so we were all together and shit. And I remember the night before, I was playing Primo's shit because I'm in Colombia. I'm like playing Primo's joints.
You're playing
his songs, his videos and shit. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm showing my girl. I'm like, I fucking go there. I've been there. Been showing her all in his videos. I'm like, I fuck with this nigga. He's like official. He's real Colombian. So this is like before I knew him. And then that day, yeah, I'm like, we're with my fam and shit. We were gonna go to some place, like to some area called Comuna 13. And my girl goes like, oh, like, that guy has a Patriots hat on. And I turn around and I see I didn't even see the Patriot shit. I seen fucking Primo with his hair, like the little mullet shit he has. It's called a rata in Spanish. So when I seen that shit, I was like, oh shit, that's Primo. And I, like the way he was walking, the way he was dressed, I'm like, oh, that nigga's from the States. That is Primo Prophet. I'm like, yo, Primo. And he looked back like mad confused. I'm like, yo, I didn't know if he knew Lawrence or none of that. So I was like, yo, Boston, respect. Like, yo, I fuck with your shit. Keep going, bro. Just go, good looks. Whatever. And then I like at that time, that was around that like 2018 or 2019. That's when that was. And I was like just starting my beats, my raps again. So I didn't like to tweet. I don't like to really share what I'll be doing and shit. Now I'm doing it more to try and like be more open because I need to. But at that time I was like, damn, should I tweet that I met this nigga? Like fuck it, I'm gonna just tweet it. I'm like, yo, seen Primo Prophet in Medellin today. Then he followed me, whatever. Then he ended up checking out my music and shit. I never told him I rapped. He ended up checking out my music. He hit me up through DM like, yo, I didn't know you make music. It's just fire, bro. Like, this is nice. Show me love. And then from there, we were cool. And like after that, that's when I was saying like I came back. I ended up meeting him in person at the studio that we work at now. It's called Norman's K. I met him there, and we took a ride to this Colombian diner to get some food real quick. I was telling him like, yo, you, me, and Crime on an album. Like, we need to do some shit like that. Like, hold up, my little brother.
No problem.
Let me make sure everything's good.
All good.
Yo, no, I'm not. Nah, no one's home. Why? Huh? All right, can you walk to the studio to Island Street? Because I can't. I'm doing an interview right now, bro. All right, come over here. Let me know when you're here. My bad, brother.
All good.
Where were we at though?
You were saying that you should do an album. You were like, I gotta do an album with you and Crime.
Yeah, I was like, yo, we gotta do. I didn't even think like a group or nothing like that. Yeah, I was just like, yo, we gotta do an album together, all of us. Like,
and this is before, like,
yeah, this is a long time ago. This is like before I met Crime. I just met P. Like, this is the first day really chilling with P. Like for the first time.
And you were like, we gotta do something.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I don't know, like. Cause that's how I am. Like when I see same shit when I met Muggs, like I was like, yo, I got an idea. He fucking rolled in his chair, turned around, rolled his chair like this, mad close to me. And I was like, oh shit, this nigga's like got my full attention right now. I got his full attention right now. But like that's how I am. If I got an idea or some shit that I see, like I'm gonna let it be known. Cause I was showing my fam, like my brother, my mom and shit, fucking Crime Apple videos in my living room. Like, yo, I'm trying to work with this dude. Like, he's Colombian, he's Paisa, whatever. Like showing my fam, they're like, oh shit, yeah, he's Colombian. You know what I mean? Like, little shit. They didn't know who the fuck he was, but I'm showing them like when we're just there, like in Christmas and shit, like chilling. I don't know. And that shit, like when I met P, I'm like, yo, bro, we gotta make that shit happen. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna link y'all. Like, I already mentioned you to him before. Like, I'm gonna fucking make this shit happen. And then ended up happening when I was in New York. And that's how that shit went down. Like
off a meeting in the street.
Yeah. And the first one out of any of these dudes that I met was Mikey. It was Michelangelo. He was the first one to reach out to me and pull up. I had a spot here, but it was down the hall. It was a smaller spot, no windows and shit.
Yeah. And
I had like pop speakers and shit, but I was just working what I had. He pulled up. I remember he was like, fucking, because he just hit me like, yo, I fuck with your shit. Like, this is that. I think maybe Primo showed him my shit, or I think he might have heard my shit through Knack or something, like a retweet. ST Knack like retweeted my shit and he seen it. It was like a little clip. I used to do these little rap clips of me like fucking to the beat and whatever. But fucking what was I saying? Damn, I just love my shit. I'm high.
You knew all that shit was gonna happen.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why you don't worry about it.
Nah, like I know that it's almost like 50-50. Like it's 50% like already written in stone and 50% like my doing. As long as I'm focused and just doing my shit, I'm gonna be straight. Like, yeah, because it's already laid out for me. As long as I just do what I gotta do, and that's what I'm doing. So, you
did say DMT changed your life. We didn't talk about what the psychedelics.
Yeah,
I want to know what you meant when you said that, because you were saying you're watching the Rome episode.
Yeah, that shit surprised me to see how hip y'all are to that realm. It's fire.
Yeah, it changed a lot of shit for me. Like.
That shit, see, like that I was telling you earlier, I never seen like an entity or like I had homies that like, yo, I was being held by a fucking woman and like some crazy shit.
Yeah,
And
I've seen
I
some
believe in
crazy
it. I
shit,
believe
yeah.
in like seeing things like that. I just haven't gone that far, but I've gone far on it. And the first time I ever did it, like in a nutshell, it just showed me that there's more than this shit. There's more than like me and you right here talking in this room. Just the way everything looks at our eyes right now, like
Yeah.
once you're in that, it just shows you like through all that shit. It shows you like dark matter and just fucking everything, like the space in between us. Like y'all were talking about you in Rome. He was saying how like there's a lot of energy in between us and shit. Like I feel like I could almost see all the air between us, like when I'm on that shit. Like I don't know, it's like a web that I'm in that I can't even like put into words, dog. That shit. First time I did that shit, I just remember feeling a really heavy weight like on my whole body, like being like sucked down, almost like a magnetic pull.
Yeah.
And then like after that, that's when the visions come through, like the colors and I don't even, you can't even put that shit into words.
You go in.
What do you mean?
You said like you kind of go in. Because before I get the visions, I go up. Like
Yeah,
I like blast off up, I feel.
yeah. I don't know. The first time
I don't know, I probably sound like a crazy person talking about this, but you know what I mean? Like,
I know. I mean, anybody who knows about this shit or has been there knows
Yeah.
what's good. So it does sound crazy to anybody else, but that's what it is.
had you ever
like,
done it in where did you do it the first time?
It was at my homie Andy's apartment.
All right.
Fucking
I don't know
he
if you
lives
did it
out
in
west
Colombia.
now. Nah. I never done it out in Colombia. I've done like mushrooms here and there, but I've never done like a hard psychedelic or had a hard trip in Colombia. Like surprising as that is.
Because Crime was saying he was doing it out on
He's
that like,
done that
balcony.
shit, yeah. And they had
up.
like some leaf form of it that I've never heard of. Like the times I've done DMT, it was like extracted, like powder,
Yeah,
crystallized
that's the one. Yeah.
yellow, like you know what I'm saying, or like off whitish. That shit. Yeah, I don't know about the leaf that they smoke, but they definitely went on a journey on that shit. All the
Yeah.
niggas, yeah. I wasn't there for that. I
On the
did rape out there. That's what that Kuntanawa album is about. That's what that shit
Wait,
is.
what is that shit?
Rape. It's like I didn't call it rape because it looks like rape. So I was like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm not calling my album fucking rape,
Yeah.
bro. Hell no. It's rape with an H at the end. Or
That would be
nah, but
wild.
like the literal spelling
No.
is rape with an accent on the E. So it's like, nah, bro. Like I ain't doing that. Hell no. So I did. So I was like, yeah, the next
love
best
that
thing was
album,
like, yo,
yeah.
what is this shit? This shit's called Kuntanawa. Like, what the fuck is that? He's like, oh, the homie that did the beats. He's like, yo, that's some tribe in Brazil. And this is now like where this came from, the shaman that I got this from. Like, so tell me all this shit. I'm like, yo, Kuntanawa, that needs to be the name of the album.
That's way
bro.
better
Like,
than fucking
yeah,
rape.
we can't do rape, bro.
Yeah.
But the whole time we were doing that shit, and that's like
What is it?
it's a tobacco snuff. That's what it is.
Oh,
That's-
okay.
In English translation, that's what it is. It's like
You put it in your lip?
Nah. It's like this little check shaped tool. It's like that.
Oh, you
put
smoke it.
You put it. Nah. You put it inside like it's like powder. You put it inside like that. And you can either administer it yourself or someone can do it for you. First time I did it, my homie did it for me because I just didn't know about it and shit. And I recommend if anybody's gonna do it for the first time.
Wait, so you
have somebody do it.
you don't
for
smoke it?
You don't smoke it. Nah. It's not smoked tobacco. It's blown into your nose.
Oh, it's blown into. All right,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah, but it's like I know snuff is like that shit.
Nah,
but,
yeah,
but
no,
that's
I know
just what
you,
it translates
yeah,
to.
so
like,
you blow it, and what you get visuals and shit.
nah, it's not a trip or nothing. It's more like a balancing thing. Like it's more like a feeling. It is a trip, but it's not like a psychedelic, like vision filled.
Because the artwork's wild on that. I wasn't sure if you were.
Nah, that's the homie Saga. He's just crazy, but like he was like his whole theme of that shit was like clashing the two worlds of that indigenous, you know what I mean, that
Yeah.
indigenous world, and then like me being in the street and
All
with
right.
gold teeth, and you know what I mean, like the middle of that. Like,
So it's administered and it just like chills you out.
yeah, I don't know. It does. Like the first time I did it, I started crying crazy, and it wasn't like, but like just uncontrollable tears like coming out. And I'm looking at my homie and I'm just looking at him. He's like there smiling because he knows what it's doing for me because he's the one putting it.
What is it doing for you?
It was just like releasing so much shit, but shit that I didn't even know that I was releasing. Like when I started like dropping tears, I didn't even know that I was gonna start crying. Like it just came out. It felt like a flush. Like it felt like it was coming out of me. And then I didn't think I don't know. This is how I know it was real because I didn't think to tell him what I told him. I was like, yo, like I started crying. I was just blurted out like, yo, I was fucking up. Like I used to fucking like have crazy. I don't know. I used to be a crazy motherfucker. Like just
Used to fuck
I was
up.
fucking
Yeah.
up in my life and like giving my parents a hard time and like just I was like that shit was all coming out and I was just telling him that I didn't even mean to tell him that shit and he's just like there like yeah bro like I feel he's like yo I want to hug you right now and I'm like dog give me a fucking hug like that
Nah,
shit was real that shit was a real experience that
You
shit
need that shit.
yeah like I don't know it's hard to like put these experiences with these type of substances into words because it's more of like a feeling that like when I put it into words, it's almost like it like dumbs it down. It's
Dude,
almost
I
like it
know what you
kills the
mean. I don't
energy,
think
like,
our like language isn't like
yeah,
advanced enough
it's
to
not,
like
it's not.
describe it.
It feels like it kills that. Like
No,
it's so alive that feeling, and then you try to like describe it, and it's like nah. It's
And
not
then
really.
it sucks because like I've told this story so many times on the podcast, like about my tripping and stuff, that it almost doesn't feel real. Like I just remember the story behind it. Like
Yeah, the lesson or
and
like
it's like like
pivotal moments.
but I also want people to know that shit's real. So it is like a hard balance in my mind of like I do get what you mean.
you know, I learned this shit like going back to like when I would trip with like a group of people and shit, be in someone's apartment with mad people all on acid and shit, like acid parties and doing stupid shit like that. Like I would realize like fucking damn, what the fuck were you just saying? I just lost my fucking thought.
We were talking about dumbing down the words, dumbing it down.
Yeah, this shit happens to me on the reg.
You know
I'm
what we were
fried.
talking about?
I'm fried.
I'm fried too. We were smoking mad joints.
Nah, damn. I was just gonna say something.
when you're
Okay. I just
Yeah.
realized. This is what I was gonna say. That I realized in those moments, like I would be tripping crazy, seeing some wild shit, and I'll be like, yo, I just seen some, and then my boy would be like the communication would be fucked up. Like we wouldn't be able to
yeah.
like relate to what the fuck we're both seeing because we're both in the whole other worlds.
Mhm.
So then that would like fuck up it would just throw us off. Like it would make it feel mad awkward. Like, oh damn, I'm trying to like show you some crazy shit I just seen because it made me feel amazing and you don't get it. So it's like, and I realized that shit translates into life, like
For real.
into regular life shit. Like you be trying to put people on and include people and shit, and and then it kills like your whole. You were just so lit up by that shit, and then you try to fucking put this guy on or try to show him what you're seeing, and then it's like the shit's gone now.
Yeah, dude. You
That
saying
shit
that
flew
blew
away,
my
like-
mind. Like it blew my mind. Trying to like describe. That's why the accomplishment things, it just like you can't describe them to somebody because they're not going to understand the personal meaning it has to you.
Exactly.
And then for the fucking people getting along, like if you're not on your journey getting those same feelings, then I can't bring you into this. Like I had to cut someone off in my life recently because honestly, because they were depressed. Like, and I don't mean that in like, and I'm not saying that depressed people deserve like care.
No, but when that carries
like,
on into your shit and it's like
I'm trying, I can't drag you. Like you have to make the decision yourself to
you
like,
have to want it. I can't want it more for you, bro.
Yeah, like
you want it more than you want it, bro. Like,
because it's hard to keep the want in yourself. Like when it gets long, like when shit isn't going well, because there are like, it's not like it always goes well all the time. Like it's hard enough to keep myself going.
Exactly.
I can't be like,
yo, I'm struggling on my own, bro. So to put you on and to get you motivated, it's like, nigga, that's draining me, dog.
Nah, I feel you.
I've been in that position so many times. That's why I just do my own shit and I'm alone now. Like I got my thick homies and shit and my team, but like other than that, I just stick to my own shit because
that's what ends up happening. Yeah, because
that's how I've gotten where I'm at by doing that.
You have, because like if you don't have faith in yourself or believe in yourself, like who else am I going to believe? Like I have to go with what I want. Like that's brought me to where I am. Like I can't listen to no one. Like,
yeah, you know what my grandfather told me one time, and like he means this shit in like the best way possible. Like I could understand how this shit could get like easily misconstrued or miscommunicated, but he told me first, me second, me third. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit. Your shit gotta be like in the forefront. You gotta be at you gotta be at your fucking optimum level. You know what I'm saying? To be able to make the moves you need to make. You can't be spreading that out between other people trying to get them on their shit and they're not even focused. It's a difference if like somebody's on their shit and you're working with them. It's different. But
what do they say?
Carrying dead weight. That shit's like
they say treat others the way you want to be treated, but I think it's like you treat others the way you treat yourself. And like, if you're not focusing on yourself, if it's not me first, then you're going to treat other people like shit because you're treating yourself like shit.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
every like thing is you taking it out on somebody else. Like, whether it be in relationships, friendships, like,
yeah, no, some real shit.
Like, whenever I feel down on myself, I'm like, damn, is that why like people, like I realize, oh shit, I need to work on myself. Like, I need to meditate more. I need to journal more. I need to like write more. I need to fucking work out more. And if that works, then everything else is like gonna work out way better.
Fucking exercise is like something that I've realized now in my life that is like one of the most important things that people just don't be doing. Like not stretching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could look at somebody and be like, oh, I could tell you've never stretched in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, or fucking, that shit's important. Like, it really is. The way you think, everything. I got a good homie that does fucking posture restoration. And that shit is another thing that changed my life. That shit, like aligning your spine and all that shit, and how that has to do with your thoughts and shit. I'm trailing off, but that's just
I'm interested in that shit because I want to work on that shit. Like, at the beginning of quarantine, when I started this podcast, like I lost 60 pounds. I was running a 5K every day. I meditated every day. I journaled every day. I did yoga every day. And now I do it all like maybe once a week.
Nah, and, like, I gained like that,
30 pounds. And it's like, damn, bro, like I feel like a piece of shit. I know I need to wake up like early and get out and work because I know that's when I feel my most optimal. Like,
yeah, like today, I woke up at like fucking 6:30. Like, naturally, I didn't, you know what I mean? It's just the time I woke up, and I did like a mile on this tread climber shit that I got in my crib. And usually, like, thinking of that, like, yo, tread climb a mile at fucking 7 a.m, bro, fuck out of here. Like, I would not be down to do some shit like that. I'm down to smoke a joint and start my morning like that. But recently I've been trying to like,
and it gets your head right.
Yeah,
too.
hell yeah. That's why. It's because I'm like, when I realize, like, when I remember that I'm God type of shit, I'm like, yo, all right, nigga, I gotta stay in this. Like, I can't be slipping or get too comfortable and be chilling. Like,
everyone's
stay
comfortable.
in this mode.
I gotta be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
because like that's when happiness comes.
Exactly.
And the discomfort, like that's what instant gratification is good in the moment, but it causes long lasting sadness. Like,
bro, speaking of discomfort, I fucking stayed at a shitty ass motel one time. It was the first time I went to LA by myself, but it was worth it because I did so much shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I made a lot happen with that time, but that shit was crazy. Like, on fucking Sunset Boulevard. There's mad fiends and shit. Like, yeah, that shit was crazy.
The day after I interviewed Khan, shit, he was there. I almost throw up telling this story. Biggest interview of my life. We go to the Red Roof Inn after. I open the bathroom, shit in the toilet, unflushed. Like,
in your room? Like, in the room?
We just checked in,
damn,
bro.
Nigga, nah.
Yo, let's
think you're talking about like the lobby or some shit.
Nah, this is in the room, bro.
The room's
never
ready,
stay in a Red Roof
ready like that.
Bro, Thousand, you want to come in to finish this last part of the story? I'd love to hear about how you feel about the Polaroid book being published in the Polaroid book, but we have the perfect person the person who took like like go grab
this mic set up right
this mic is all set up, dude. That's like crazy. Honestly, that's so awesome. I'm really
thank you, bro.
That's one of those things you probably didn't even realize was on your bucket list, but it happened.
What, Polaroid shit?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, when he hit me about it, I was like, damn.
Scoot over a little bit so they can, and that mic's on. You can. What's up, Thousand? Oh, let me turn this up. You talking to the mic one more time?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Oh, perfect. That's good. So I'll give a little introduction. Your Polaroid of RLX was published in the Polaroid Now book. You had two pictures published, one with Ito and one with, I'll hold it up to the camera.
Legendary shit, man.
Yeah.
Legendary shit. So how did they picked that picture?
Yeah, they I thought it was a scam. Like,
Oh, you told they hit you up with like
I thought that shit
100
was-
followers on it.
Yeah, I thought it was
Why
a
do you
scam.
both think that picture was picked? What was the story behind that? Like,
Yo, to be honest, this was I pulled up to his crib. You know what I mean? I pulled up to his crib. Primo Prophet drove me up here because I was staying in Lynn. So he was like, yo, I was like, I want to see RLX. And he was like, yo, let's go. So he took me and I was like in his backyard.
Yeah, High Street Prospect.
Facts. Right out here. So this one, the Etho one, I actually went to Rochester and took that shit. You know what I mean? So this is dope because, you know, it's my bros from Colombia, you know what I mean? My mom's from Ecuador. You know what I mean? I spend my summers as a little kid going to Ecuador. My family don't got shit. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
this
saying?
nigga was part of the part of like my first like real project, like my real album that I put out like with my everything, me and Mikey. He's on the intro of that. I don't know if you know on Dolly.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
was
he's on
you.
the intro of that. And I remember when he sent me that message, it was just a regular day. Like it wasn't even for the album. He was just sending me that to send me that, like to tell me, like, yo, bro, you already know what it is. Like, we're gonna make it happen regardless. We from South America. We don't got shit. Like he just said some ill shit. And I was like, you know what, nigga? I'm throwing that on the intro of the album, bro. Like that shit hit home right there. Yeah.
And they knew none of that when they picked this picture. Why do you think they picked this?
The only thing that makes sense to me is that I drew the light bulb on the thing, and maybe they're trying to show like different mediums of, you know what I mean? Like, oh, look, on Polaroid, you can fucking draw on your picture and shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like this nigga did a fucking light bulb on his shit, like to show you different mediums of art. I don't know. And then this is a mural, so maybe they're just showing you like fucking, I don't know. I don't know exactly why they picked that shit, honestly, bro.
We got Rockies in here.
Yeah, that shit got Andy Warhol and shit. Like, bro, I've been following Thousand and been knowing Thousand for like years now already, since 2019. That's when we got up. And I've seen this nigga take some crazy pictures, like Jay Alag, fucking all kind of people that so when they pick me, I'm like, bro, let's get it. But yo, I don't know why, but let's get it, bro. Hell yeah. Like, no doubt. I love that shit because it just makes me believe more that like in myself, and that, yeah, and then I'm meant for that shit, that this type of shit is supposed to be normal for me. Like, I'm not supposed to be like, really? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this type of shit is supposed to be for me. So hell yeah.
And that's why I'm happy you're here for this.
And I'm most happy that you guys were some of the first people to ever hear a song.
Wait, talking to the mic for this.
Facts.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I haven't even
Facts.
announced anything like this. It's like exclusive shit. Like I'm working on a book, all the shots I took during COVID and shit, right? So I'm gonna do like a little soundtrack with it, like 4 tracks. You know what I mean? It's gonna be real intimate. That's not gonna stream it nowhere. But one of my bucket list things was like, since I got 2 of my underground homies in the Polaroid book, which is like worldwide, which is Etho and RLX, I put them homies on a song. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be real beautiful when that shit come out. That's history again. It's like the motherfuckers pulled up to an event in the Bronx to get the book signed. I wanted to celebrate that. The motherfuckers in the book, now they got a song together. It's wild.
Yeah, first joint.
Crazy son.
Yeah. Shout out to Grubby Paws, man.
Oh, he killed
shout out
that.
to Grubby.
Yeah, shout out to Grubby, man. But yeah, man, yo, I fuck with my niggas from Mass, man. My niggas from Mass hold it down, man. Mass is really dope. It's a real dope place, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate you, Buck, for what you do. RLX, you already know how we get down, man.
Yeah, bro,
You're the future,
ready.
man.
I appreciate both of y'all.
Yeah,
Thank
bro,
you
hell
for
yeah.
doing this.
Shit was an
man.
honor, man. Shit was an honor.
For real. Everyone, check out. If you're listening to this, check out their shit. Like, both,
yeah.
like for real, both of you guys. Like, you guys are kings of what you're doing, and it's an honor that you are sitting down. And it's an honor got to hear that track with you for the first time. You hearing the track too.
Yeah.
Super
Facts.
special day,
Yeah,
man.
This is a special day, man.
definitely.
Shout out Jay too.
Shout out to
rolling
Jay
up.
Drizzle,
Yo,
man. My
Jay
man
pulled
always
up-
come correct to
Pulled up
connect.
crazy
You heard?
today. I ain't even gonna get into detail, but he
No
pulled
details,
up
but that's-
crazy.
He's the
Pulled up
fucking
correct
yeah,
and crazy.
yeah.
And I respect it. Let's go.
Fucking
Legendary.
legendary shit. Peace out, everyone.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace, y'all.